Okay, in this video, let me explain the practice exam. Okay, so the practice exam. Practice exam 1. The first problem, I didn't print it out, so I'm reading the problem in my desktop, so I only write down the problems here. We are solving the equation in the complex number system. So we have a quadratic equation, we're trying to find the roots or the solutions in the complex number system, which means if you have a square root of -1, it is equal to I. Okay? Okay, so we have the root formula. What is the root formula? Remember, when you have ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0, then the x is equal to denominator 2a, numerator -b plus minus square root of a b squared minus 4ac, the discriminant. If b squared minus 4ac is negative, you will have two complex roots. If b squared minus 4ac is equal to 0, you have repeated roots or double roots. If b squared minus 4ac is positive, you have two different real roots. Okay? So a, b, c have signs. So here, for example, for this one, for this problem, a is a 1, b is a -1, and the c is a 1. Okay, so this b, especially for b is equal to -1. Then let's check. Let's first check the discriminant, b squared minus 4ac. b squared, -1 squared is 1, minus 4 times 1 times 1 is -3. So the discriminant is negative, you have two complex roots. Okay, so let's see what it is. So x is -b is 1. b is -1, -b is 1. Plus square root of a discriminant, -3 over 2a. Or x is equal to 1 minus square root of -3 over 2a. Okay, 1 is plus, 1 is minus. And square root of -3 is 1 plus square root of 3 times I. Here is a 1 minus square root of 3 times I over 2. So the two solutions are 1 plus root 3 times I and 1 minus root 3 times I over 2 and over 2 also, both. Okay, so that's the answer. So you can write it this way. 1 plus root 3 over 2 over I and 1 minus root 3 over 2 times I. Sorry, 1 minus root 3 times I over 2. That's my bad. I read it wrong. 1 minus root 3 times I over 2. Okay, so this is the first problem. Second, we solve the equation t21 minus 3t21 over 4 plus 2 is equal to 0. And this is the equation quadratic in form. This is an equation quadratic in form. How do you do that? You need to observe that t21 is t21 over 4 squared. So this is the key point for the problem. So let u be t21 over 4, then the equation becomes u squared minus 3u plus 2 is equal to 0. By the way, t21 over 4 is the fourth root of t. t21 over 4 is the fourth root of t, and also be careful whenever you have an even root, it's greater than or equal to 0. Okay, so that's an important property. Okay, now let's back to the solution. U squared minus 3u plus 2 equal to 0. You factor it. You will get u minus 1 times u minus 2. This is a simple factorization. And then you get u minus 1 equal to 0 or u minus 2 equal to 0. So u is equal to 1 or u is equal to 2. Okay, so this is not the final answer because the original question is in terms of t. So you have to use t instead of u. U is 1. U is fourth root of t. So it means fourth root of t is equal to 1. You take fourth power of two sides, you get t equal to 1. and u is equal to 2, then 4th root of t is 2. Then you take 4th power, 2 to 4 is 16. So the solutions are 1 and 16. Okay, so the solution of the second problem is 1 and 16. For this problem, two solutions for you are both positive, so you have to you have two solutions. If one of them is negative, then you will just have one solution. For some other case, this case both positive. Okay. Okay, so this is a second problem. The third problem. We know that x minus 2 ops value is less than or equal to 7. We try to get a less than or equal to 3x plus 1 less than or equal to b. We try to get this. How do we get this a and b? You first write this x minus 2 ops value less than or equal to 7. We write it as x minus 2 greater than or equal to negative 7, less than or equal to 7. Okay, greater than or equal to negative 7, less than or equal to 7. And you add 2 for 3 parts, left, middle, right. So you get negative 5 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 9. Negative 7 plus 2 is negative 5. 7 plus 2 is 9. So x is between negative 5 and 9. And then we're going to manipulate x so that we get 3x plus 1. How do we get 3x plus 1? We first multiply this equation by 3. You multiply the inequality by a positive number. You keep the direction. You multiply all parts by 3. And then you add 1 for 3 parts. All 3 parts add 1. So this is a negative 14 and 28. So a is a negative 14 and b is 28. A is negative 14 and b is 28. So that's the solution. Problem 4. We're looking for an equation of the line perpendicular to the given line. This is perpendicular. Perpendicular to the given line y equal to 2x minus 3 containing the point 1, negative 2. Okay, so if our line is perpendicular to y equal to 2x minus 3, the slope is negative reciprocal. Reciprocal is 1/2. Negative reciprocal is negative 1/2 because the product should be negative 1. Negative 1/2 times 2 is negative 1. So this is the right number. So the slope is this. The point is 1, negative 2. So by point slope form, you get y minus negative 2 is equal to negative 1/2 x minus 1. Leave this as your final answer. Don't simplify it. Don't simplify it. Okay? Don't simplify it. Problem 5. Average rate of change. Average rate of change of the function fx equal to negative 2x squared plus 4 from 0 to 2. Okay, so a is 0, b is 2. What is the average rate of change? fb minus fa over b minus a. So here a is 0, b is 2. From 0 to 2, so a is 0, b is 2. Okay, fx, this is negative 2x squared plus 4. So the average rate of change is f2 minus f0 over 2 minus 0. f2 is negative 2 times 2 squared is 4 plus 4. This is f2. f0 minus is from the formula. When x is 0, this is 0, so it's just minus 4. 2 minus 0 is 2. Okay, 4 minus 4, they cancel. You get just negative 8 over 2 is negative 4. So the average rate of the change is negative 4. Okay, it's negative 4. Next, let's solve the inequality. Solve this inequality. This is a quadratic inequality. For the quadratic inequality, you move this 40 to the left-hand side. Okay, you move this to left-hand side. And if you don't know how to factor it, you can just try to find the root formula. Okay, what is the root formula? Again, in the first problem, we have the x is 2a negative b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac, right? I write this again. So a is 25. A is 25. 2 times 20, 50. B is negative 40, so negative b is 40 plus or minus square root of b squared negative 40 squared is a 1600 minus 4ac. Okay, minus 4ac. 4 times 25 is 100. 100 times 16 is 1600. 1600 minus 1600 is 0. So it's 40 plus or minus 0 over 50. You have only two solutions. You have a double solution. The double solution, remember here we have a positive coefficient. We always choose positive coefficient. If it's negative, you multiply the inequality by negative sign. You change the direction, you make the leading coefficient positive. It's very important. We only discuss the situation when the leading coefficient is positive. We try to simplify the problem. Okay, the double solution means this is a 4 over 5. It's possibly 4 over 5. The double solution means the graph looks like this. The graph touches x-axis, does not cross x-axis. So the whole graph is above x-axis with a positive coefficient, positive leading coefficient. Whole thing is above x-axis, then there's no part below x-axis, then this inequality has no solution. Okay? Has no solution because all the graphs, all the points on the graphs are above x-axis. If when do you have solution? Your graph cross x-axis, then this part, like from A to B, not A to B, from this point to this point, the inequality is less than 0. For the left branch and the right branch, the inequality is greater than 0. Okay, but for this one, because it does not cross it, there's no bottom part, so the whole equation is always this one is always greater than or equal to 0. It can never be less than 0, so the inequality has no solution. This is one of the exercise in the exercise part. I didn't select it on purpose. I just randomly pick it up and put it in the practice exam as an example. In the real exam, you may or may not find solution for the inequality. It totally depends on the coefficients. Okay, so you will expect some inequality with solution. With solution means the graph crosses x-axis. Or maybe the graph, the function has no solution. Or maybe the function, all the x values, all the real values x are the solution. That happens if you have, for example, if you have 25x squared minus 40x plus 16. If your inequality is like this, you look for the part so that the graph is above x-axis. Then for this case, with this graph, you will see that the solution will be negative infinity to positive infinity. Because for every x, the point is above or at least on the x-axis. Okay, so all cases may happen in the exam. This is not like what I want to emphasize. You will see a problem without a solution. No, I didn't want to emphasize any cases. I just want you to know what you may see, what type of problem you may see in the first exam. Okay, so that's problem 6. Let's see. We do it very fast. If you have question, you can stop the video or you can ask me questions. Problem 7. Find the equation of the parabola with the focus at negative 4, 4 and the directrix y equal to negative 2. Okay, I think this is the exercise I made a mistake. So that's why I selected on purpose and put it here. You will also find a similar problem to look for the equation of the parabolas with the focus or possibly with the vertex, yeah, with the focus or with the vertex or with the directrix. You will see two problems, two conditions, or you may see one of them with a point on the parabolas. Okay, so anyway, let's see. The focus is at negative 4, 4. Directrix is the line y equal to negative 2. So let's draw it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the focus, negative 4, 4. Directrix, 1, 2. Okay, so this is negative 2, this is 4. Then the vertex is a midpoint between the focus and the directrix. Midpoint here. So this is negative 4. So the negative 4. 4 plus negative 2 is 2. 2 over 2 is 1. Negative 4 and 1. This is a vertex. And also you can see that this is P. P is the distance between F and the vertex. P is, this is 1, this is 4, P is a 3. So the function should be like x squared is equal to, this is about the positive direction of y, so 4py. P3 is a 12y. And now the vertex is a negative 4, 1, so it is x minus negative 4 squared equal to 12y minus 1. Okay? Okay. So you move it, you move the vertex from origin to this point. Problem 8. We have an equation. We try to find the center foci vertices. Find the center foci vertices. Okay, so this problem is a problem of a complete square. So you put x terms together and y terms together. If you have a constant, you move it to the right. There's no constant here, so we don't move anything. And then you factor out 9, you get x squared minus 2x. 2 over 2 is 1. 1 squared is 1. Here you add 1, but you multiply it by 9. So the right side you also add 9, not 1. 1 has coefficient 9. Okay, so this is 9x minus 1 squared plus y squared is equal to 9. So we divide the equation by this number. I don't care if they equal to each other or not. I just divide the whole equation by the right hand side if it's a positive. Okay, you divide everything by right hand side, you get x minus 1 squared plus y squared over 9 is equal to 1. This is an equation of certain ellipse, the equation of certain ellipse. The center, okay, the center is here x minus 1, so 1. Y does not minus anything, 0. The center is 1, 0. Okay, so this is the center. And which denominator is bigger? This one has no denominator. Denominator is 1. This one has denominator 9, so a is 9. A squared is 9. A squared is 9, a is 3. What is a? A is the distance between the center and the vertex. This is vertex. Vertex 1. To the right, you have vertex 1. To the left, 3 unit. Also 3 unit. This is vertex. That is vertex 2. Then this one let's call it vertex 1. So the vertices are -2, 0, and 4, 0. Okay, so you move to the right 3 unit, move to the left 3 unit. That's a. And remember this b squared is a 1. B squared is a 1, so b is a 1. But we don't use b here. We need the foci. Foci is determined by c. So c squared is a squared minus b squared is 9 minus 1 is 8. So c is square root of 8. C is square root of 8. Square root of 8. Then c represents the distance between the center and the foci. So you get, if this distance is square root of 8, so you move to the right, square root of 8, you move to the left, square root of 8. Move to the right, you add it, so 1 plus square root of 8. Move to the left, you subtract. Okay, so the foci are 1 minus square root of 8, 0, and 1 plus square root of 8, 0. Move to the right, move to the left. Okay, so those are the center, vertices, and the foci, and that's it. That's everything about the problem 8, because 8 specifically tell you to find the center, foci, and the vertices. Okay. Next. Problem 9, we are talking about a problem of hyperbola. Hyperbola, what do we have? We have vertices. Okay. Vertices 1, -3, and 1, 1. 1, -3, and 1, 1. Where's vertices? Okay. 1, 1, 2, 3. This is -3. 1, 1 is here. 1, -3 is here. Well, just check, make sure I do not make mistake. I possibly make a lot of mistake during the videos. Point it out. Okay, so vertices. Then the midpoint of the vertices will be the center. So center is here. This is 1, 1. This is 1, -3. So the center is 1, -1. So 1 plus -3 is -2. Divided by 2 is -1. So this is a center. It's vertical. Vertical version of a hyperbola, y square comes first. So you get y square. Y minus y coordinate squared over minus x coordinate of the center square over is equal to 1. Okay? So this is well, we have to determine the denominator. And y squared, the first term has denominator a squared. What is a? A is the distance between the vertex and the center. Here this distance is 2, so square is 4. What is a b? Check here in the parabola. A is a 4, so you get a, A is a 2, so you get a 4 squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. But c is the distance between the focus and the center. You don't have the focus, so you don't know what b squared is. If you don't know b squared, just put b squared there. Okay, we are going to determine this b squared based on the asymptote. What is asymptote? Let's check. The asymptote of the hyperbola, remember I gave you a way to memorize it. So y minus negative 1 is y plus 1. So y plus 1 over 2 plus x minus 1 over b equal to 0. Or y plus 1 over 2 minus x minus 1 over b equal to 0. Okay, so these two are the equations of asymptotes. If we organize it a little bit, you will get y plus 1 is equal to, you move this term to the right side, you got negative sign, negative 2 over b x minus 1. And this equation, if you move the second term to the right side and multiply everything by 2, the negative sign moved to the right side is a positive, times 2 is a 2 over b x minus 1. And then you compare this with the vertex, asymptote, sorry, asymptote. Asymptote is y plus 1 is equal to 3 over 2 x minus 1. Just compare them. B is positive, so if this is a 3 over 2, then it has to be equal to 2 over b. So 3 over 2 is equal to 2 over b. Solve it, you get b equal to what? B equal to what? Is 3 over 4. I'm sorry, 4 over 3. 4 over 3, right? So you get 4 over 3. And then you put it back here. So the equation is y plus 1 squared over 4 minus x minus 1 squared over b squared, 16 over 9 is equal to 1. That's it. That's the answer. Okay. Let me see the next problem. Next problem, find the standard form of the equation of a circle. Standard. Of the equation of a circle. Center, negative 3, 1. Containing negative 3, 2. Okay. What is the standard form? X minus x coordinate of the center squared plus y minus y coordinate of the center squared is equal to r squared. That is a standard form of a circle centered at the given point with the given radius. We know the xy coordinates, but we don't know the r. We're going to use this point to determine this r. Okay, so the coordinates of the point satisfy the equation. So you get negative 3 minus negative 3 squared plus 2 minus 1 squared is equal to r squared. Negative 3 minus negative 3 is 0. 2 minus 1 is 1. Squared is still 1. So you get r squared is equal to 1. Okay, it's straightforward. Then the equation is x minus negative 3 plus y minus 1 squared is equal to 1. That's it. Okay. The last one, the difference quotient. 11. What is the difference of quotient? This is difference of quotient. Fx plus h minus f of x over h. This formula is called the difference quotient of f. And the function f is 1 over x plus c. 3, not c. 1 over x plus 3. Let's try it. Fx plus h. First, let's figure out what fx plus h. Fx plus h is 1 over. Whenever you see x, you write x plus h. So x plus h and plus 3. Okay? And then let's check fx plus h minus fx over h. So it's 1 over x plus h plus 3 minus 1 over x plus 3 over h. And for the numerator, you do the difference of two rational expressions. You get the common denominator. For the first one, you do cross multiplication. 1 times x plus 3 minus this 1 times this term, x plus h plus 3 over h. Okay. So x plus 3 minus x plus 3 cancelled. So you only have negative h. Over this product and over h means you over the product of all of them. Okay, so here I use a property. If you have a over b and then over c is equal to a over b times c. Okay. Okay, then you cancel h. You cancel them. You get a negative 1 over x plus h plus 3 x plus 3. This is the simplest form for us. So that's it. So the answer will be like this. The answer will be like this. So what is the final goal? The final goal is to cancel this denominator h, if it is possible. Sometimes it may not be possible, but if it is possible, we want to cancel this h. After cancellation, you may stop. Okay? If you don't cancel h from the denominator, possibly either you do something wrong or you need a further computation in order to cancel h. Okay, so this is the discussion about the first practice exam. If you have a question, you can send me email. And once again, I want to make it clear, the first exam will cover the most of the part of the practice exam, but the first real exam is not just limited to the practice exam. I can guarantee that the practice exam covers like 90%, at least 90% of the types of problems, but I never say that this is all possible types. You have to do all the practice, all the recommended exercise. All the recommended exercise will cover 100% of the first exam. No questions are from outside of the exercise. Okay, no question are from outside of an exercise. So exercise covers everything. And also, I want to make it clear, in the during the exam, you have to have a web camera and a microphone. I will send you a Google Meet link. So you will log in that Google Meet link, and I need to watch you and to hear from you. I should be able to watch you and hear from you. Okay? So prepare a camera and a microphone, and you will use it during the exam, or the partial exam plus a final exam. Okay? And I will send you the link of the Google Meet. We will meet. You have to join that meet, and I need to see you through the Google Meet. Okay? Thank you. If you have a question, send me email.